Liberal Cory Bernardi has called for a foreign political donation ban as Sam Dastyari faces further scrutiny. The New South Wales senator, who is widely credited to have so much influence he quelled a mutiny by Anthony Albanese in the wake of Labor's federal election loss, is under increasing pressure to explain his relationship with a number of Chinese donors. But on Tuesday, Mr. Shorten sought to play down Mr. Dastyari's influence by stressing just how young he was. Although, at 33, he's significantly older than 26-year-old former Liberal MP Wyatt Roy, who was at Oak Point an assistant minister, seeking to play down the donations scandal surrounding Mr. Dastyari. The Labour leader said Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull was engaging in petty attacks against junior senators from New South Wales. Mr. Shorten continued to reduce Mr. Dastyari's stature. "There's no hiding the fact that he's a bright young bloke and that he's made his mark in Canberra. And I think he can make a big contribution in the Senate and to this country." The opposition leader fended off calls to dump the senator. But, never fear, he has put the young junior Polly in the naughty corner. "I've spoken to him severely and I've made it crystal clear that this is not the behavior I expect in the future from him." Quote, Mr. Shorten said, "He's made his mistake, he knows it, and I am prepared to give him a second chance." Instead, Mr. Shorten lashed out at the Prime Minister. Mr. Turnbull's attacks were hypocritical and pathetic, and he was ducking the real issue of reforming the laws on donations to political parties, making it harder for donors to remain anonymous. He also said foreign donations should be banned altogether. Junior senator from New South Wales pic.twitter.com/L8oct. Meanwhile, the storm over Mr. Dastyari's $1,600 travel top-up from a Chinese businessman has produced a $500 tit-for-tat allegation against Foreign Minister Julie Bishop, and it has opened up the wider debate over whether Australian political parties should accept donations from overseas sources. Liberal Cory Bernardi today joined Labor calls for a ban, telling ABC Radio, "It's wrong for substantial amounts of money from foreign entities in non-democratic governments to flow into the Australian body politic." The furore grew after Mr. Turnbull used his G20 summit visit to China to attack Mr. Dastyari and point out the Labour frontbenchers' backing for Beijing's stance in the South China Sea. This backing clashed with official Labour policy, and Mr. Dastyari has privately, but not publicly, said he had been misquoted in Chinese media reports. The prime ministerial assault sparked a savage backlash from Labour, with Shadow Special Minister for State Stephen Conroy today claiming Ms. Bishop had breached standards set by Mr. Turnbull. He said the foreign minister had accepted an iPad, airfares and accommodation from a Chinese-owned company, and her West Australian division of the Liberal Party had been given more than $500 from donors with links to the Chinese government. All had been officially declared, as had Mr. Dastyari's $1,670 from a Chinese billionaire to cover travel costs after his allowance as a senator ran out. There is no evidence the senator or the minister did anything illegal, by Mr. Turnbull's own supposed standards. Australians have to wonder if his foreign minister has been compromised by foreign donations. Quote, Mr. Conroy said in a statement, "Ms. Bishop isn't some junior senator. She is the foreign minister of the country and deputy leader of the Liberal Party. It's time Mr. Turnbull put up or shut up. Either he supports Labor's call for a ban on foreign donations or he proves that he's totally beholden to the checkbooks of the Liberal Party's foreign-backed donors." Senior government figures have dismissed the attack on Ms. Bishop, saying the issue of a ban on foreign donations was a distraction from Mr. Dastyari's affairs. Until Opposition leader Bill Shorten shows that he's a leader and will put the national interest ahead of protecting Senator Dastyari, on whose factional support by the way he relies inside the Labour Party. Then we're not going to be having any conversation other than that. Quote, Attorney General George Brandis said. However, support for a ban is growing, with the Greens also calling for law changes. Last October, Mr. Dastyari officially declared he had received help from the Top Education Institute, a company with links to China, in regard to support for settlement of electorate's staff travel budget overspend. In November 2014, he declared the Youhu Group, a subsidiary of a state-linked operation based in China, had provided support for settlement of outstanding legal matter. This was later said to have been worth $40. Last June, Sydney-based Chinese media quoted him saying, "The South China Sea is China's own affair. On this issue, Australia should remain neutral and respect China's decision." Meanwhile, the coalition has pointed out that Mr. Dastyari is keeping a conspicuously low profile for a politician who usually loves being in front of the cameras. Queensland LNP Senator James McGrath shot out 6 tweets this morning, speculating about where he might be. Sam is still missing. My top 5 on Where is Sam? Number 5, camouflaged on a lazy Susan between Peking duck and Mongolian beef. #Auspoll1. Sam is still missing. Number 4, Sam's done a Harold Holt and is on a Chinese submarine. #Auspoll2. Sam is still missing. Number 3, Sam's lurking in his APH office with the lights off, diving under his desk every time the phone rings. #Auspoll3. Sam is still missing. Number 2, Sam is hiding in my office. I wouldn't put it past him. #Auspoll4. Sam is still missing. Number 1, Sam's gagged and trussed up like moldy spuds in Bill Shorten's filing cabinet. #Auspoll5.